and unlock savings that are built to last. With T-Mobile's Better Value Plan, you can save over $1,000 a year versus Verizon and AT&T. Save on streaming, satellite, and more benefits that they leave out.
I get all the VIP perks. Don't mind if I do.
For a limited time, get our most value pack plan ever. Plus, switch right now and we'll even pay off your old phone up to $800.
Stay chillin', just switching.
National Information Center Statement. The following message is transmitted at the request by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and the United States government. At 10:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration has detected an unknown object that is entering Earth's atmosphere. The object is described as a large, diamond-shaped structure, emitting a distinct blue hue, and is traveling at supersonic speed. It is expected to be entering Earth's atmosphere at 11:03 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All residents in the United States are advised to stay vigilant at this time, and do not panic, as this object is not to be a danger to the citizens of the United States. Stay to this station for further updates on this situation.
AFB t-shirt. So good night, everybody, and remember, send your video to me, get yourself on TV. Good night, y'all.
This is an ABC News special report.
Good evening. We interrupt our regular programming to bring you this ABC News special report. Just moments ago, the federal government, in coordination with NASA, issued an unprecedented national statement regarding a massive unidentified object currently on a direct intercept course with Earth's atmosphere. According to NASA's Near-Earth Object Program, the object, described as a massive diamond-shaped structure emitting a brilliant blue light, was detected entering the upper exosphere just after 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Traveling at supersonic speeds, the object is projected to officially enter the dense layers of Earth's atmosphere at approximately 11:03 p.m. over the North American continent. While the sheer size of the object has triggered automatic emergency broadcast alerts across the United States, military and scientific officials are urging the public to remain calm. Aerospace defense analysts believe the object is decelerating, suggesting it may burn up safely in the upper atmosphere or is following a controlled trajectory. Government officials stress there is currently no immediate threat of impact or harm to citizens. We are currently waiting on a live press briefing from the Pentagon, and our team of science correspondents is analyzing the tracking data as it comes in. We will remain on the air to bring you continuous coverage as this historic event unfolds. For now, stay tuned to your local ABC station. We return you to your regularly scheduled program.
Man, when is this thing actually coming? It's literally 11:03. I don't want to waste my time out here. I should probably just go home.
Direct entry takes time, dude, NASA said.
Hey, both of you need to get inside and get to bed. Mom said we aren't staying up for a space rock.
Wait, do you hear that?
Get inside right now. The following message is transmitted at the request by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the North American Aerospace Defense Command. At 11:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, an explosion occurred just 10 miles west of the city of Stanford. This explosion was so powerful that it completely vaporized the city of Rye, New York, and sent a shockwave 50 miles away. Casualties at Rye are expected to be catastrophic. The blast has been likely confirmed to originate from the unidentified diamond-shaped object. Damages and injuries have been reported due to this powerful shockwave. In addition, millions of razor-sharp, hypervelocity diamond fragments are falling from the upper atmosphere. These shards possess the hardness to pierce armor plating, shred vehicles, and collapse standard building structures. The air is heavily saturated with the glittering, toxic fog of industrial-grade diamond dust. Breathing this dust will cause immediate, irreversible lacerations. The diamond dust is highly abrasive. It will instantly seize exposed engines, ruin power grips, and permanently disable mechanical transport. Do not attempt to drive. In addition, NORAD has detected an unknown entity as came out of the explosion and has been flying around the state of Connecticut. The description of this entity has not been revealed. At this time, all residents in the tri-state area must immediately transition to active shelter-in-place protocols. Seal all windows, doors, and vents with heavy plastic sheeting and duct tape. Do not use air conditioning or heating systems drawing air from the outside. If you are in the vehicle, abandon it immediately and seek refuge in the nearest reinforced concrete structure. Stay tuned to local media and outlets for more information on this developing situation.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good evening. We are coming on the air tonight with catastrophic, breaking news out of the tri-state area. Just moments ago, at 11:06 p.m. Eastern Time, a massive and highly destructive explosion of unknown origin devastated the border region of New York and Connecticut. The Federal Emergency Management Agency and NORAD have jointly issued an immediate, high-level civil danger warning. Early, unconfirmed reports from military authorities suggest the explosion occurred approximately 10 miles west of Stamford, Connecticut. The impact of the blast was so severe that the city of Rye, New York, has been entirely destroyed. Shockwaves from the detonation have shattered windows and triggered alarms more than 50 miles away. You're looking at video sent to us just minutes ago from a resident near the blast zone. The sheer force of the shockwave is reported to have shattered windows across northern New Jersey, New York City, and western Connecticut. Federal agencies are directly linking this catastrophic detonation to the massive, diamond-shaped object NASA has been tracking over the United States tonight. But the danger has not passed with the explosion. FEMA has issued an urgent warning to millions of residents in the path of the drifting debris. The upper atmosphere is reportedly shedding hypervelocity diamond fragments capable of piercing armor and collapsing structures. Furthermore, a highly toxic, abrasive diamond dust cloud is currently blanketing the region, posing an immediate threat to anyone breathing the air and permanently seizing mechanical engines. At this hour, residents in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut are being ordered to shelter in place immediately, seal all ventilation, and stay off the roads. We are also following terrifying reports from NORAD that an unknown entity has emerged from the blast site and is currently active in the skies over Connecticut. Details on this entity remain extremely scarce. We will continue to bring you the very latest as this unprecedented crisis unfolds. Stay with NBC News.
Sir, we've successfully isolated the telemetry data from the object's entry point right before the blast. We're getting a massive spike in cybernetic electromagnetic signals radiating from the epicenter.
What do you mean, cybernetic? I thought NASA classified this thing as an extraterrestrial meteoroid.
It wasn't a meteor, General. NORAD's Deep Space Orbital Imaging managed to capture a clear, high-resolution thermal scan of the object just seconds before it broke the cloud line. We've run the rendering profile.
7954 is very far to the south. At no time did we have any postmark error.
What the hell is this? Is this some kind of sick joke?
No, sir. This is the entity currently active over the airspace of Connecticut. It's some kind of biological organism integrated with heavy military cyborg weaponry. The buzzer in its center is composed of an unknown, highly durable alien alloy.
What are its intentions? Where did it come from? Is it trying to communicate, or is this an act of war?
We don't know, General. It's not broadcasting any radio signals. It has ignored all military frequencies, and it hasn't made any attempt to slow down. It's just circling. We don't know what its intentions are, but given the total destruction of Rye, we have to assume hostiles are on the ground.
God help us and get the president on the line, now.
Twisted Tea Drop. We're surprising real Twisted Tea fans who love the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Keep it twisted.
At YoPlay, we always select the best strawberries. Perfectly ripe.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States Northern Command and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At 11:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, NASA's NEO program, or Near Earth Object Program, has gained new information regarding the entity that is flying around the state of Connecticut. This entity is named Gigan. It is avian reptilian alien cyborg. It has the following characteristics: a metallic, steel-colored bird beak flanked by two sharp, pincering mandibles. A massive silver three-pronged mohawk and crest runs down its forehead. A glowing red cybernetic visor. Its skin consists of dark green reptilian scales, but its chest, torso, and thighs are heavily armored in brilliant golden scales. 3 large, translucent yellow fan-like flight sails on his back, and a long tail lined with rows of sharp spikes. It is massive, curved, silver steel hooks for hands. It also has smaller versions of these metallic claws for feet. It is mechanized circulars running directly down his chest and belly. Do not attempt to intercept or observe the entity, as this creature is considered a danger to the citizens of Connecticut. At this time, all residents in Connecticut are advised to seek shelter now. If you are outdoors, seek the nearest sturdy building immediately. If you are indoors, move to an interior room or basement away from windows. The shockwaves and turbulence created by the entity's propulsion system are capable of collapsing structures and detonating fuel sources. Citizens are strictly warned to seal all air ventilation and wear protective eyewear and respiratory masks if exposed to the drifting rain of glass-like silicates. Local law enforcement and emergency services are currently spread thin and may not be able to respond to local crises. Do not use cellular networks, except for critical life-threatening emergencies. Monitor local radio, television, and official weather radio frequencies for further emergency statements and updates. This station will remain on the air to transmit critical information as it becomes available. Stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on the situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the governors of Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey, in coordination with state emergency management agencies and the United States Northern Command. At 12:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, military and civilian tracking networks lost all active radar contact with the avian reptilian alien cyborg entity designated Gigan. The entity was last tracked descending rapidly over the Connecticut coastline before vanishing from defense grids. His current location and intentions are entirely unknown. United States military forces are actively conducting search and reconnaissance operations, but the public must not mistake this silence for safety. Gigan remains an extreme, active threat to the entire tri-state area. All residents are ordered to remain in their shelters. Do not attempt to leave your home or travel. Be advised that the entity's presence may cause severe electromagnetic interference. If you experience sudden radio static, flickering lights, or hear a loud, mechanical screeching overhead, retreat to the deepest interior room of your shelter immediately. The shelter-in-place order remains in full effect. Stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on this developing situation.
Say hello, who are you? I'm Lucide from scratch again. Got it all, what reason? Day by day I'm fading away. We get along just fine. I say everything you like to hear. It's funny how much I feel like I'm looking in a mirror. I can't remember who I am. Everything's a blur. Take me over. How did I want you like? This is what you wanted, right? Sacrifice all I know. I'm begging myself to let Say hello, what's up with you? I'm starting to talk like you do. Here we go, I'll be gone soon. Day by day, everything has changed. We've grown apart this time. I can't figure out the reason why. It's funny how much I'd kinda like watching you cry. I can't remember who I am. Everything's a blur. Take me over. I think I want you like I am what you wanted to find. Sacrifice all I know. I have done myself to let go.
Civil danger warning. Residents in Boston, lock all of your doors and seek shelter immediately. The following message is transmitted at the request from the Boston Police Department. A dangerous and catastrophic situation is currently taking place in downtown Boston. At approximately 12:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the alien cyborg, known as Gigan, has appeared in the Government Central Plaza located in downtown Boston, and is currently attacking and killing anyone he sees in his path, and is causing massive damage to property in the city. This creature has shown no mercy for any living being, only being sadistic. The way he attacks is by using his hooks as by bludgeoning and stabbing. He uses his buzzsaw built directly into his abdomen to cut and shred anything. He uses his visor to fire a destructive red laser from his large visor eye. This attack can fire as a single concentrated light beam, or split midair into a shotgun-like cluster to burst to hit multiple targets. This creature has been seen as tall as 213 feet. This is an extremely dangerous situation, and it should be taken very seriously. Many injuries and fatalities have already been reported due to the situation. The Boston Police Department and emergency tactical units are already at the scene to deal with this situation. All residents in or near downtown Boston are advised to seek an underground shelter. Lock, close, and barricade all windows and doors from the inside. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems. Close all fireplace dampers and vents. And seal all cracks on doors and windows with tape or damp towels. Grab an adequate set of supplies for your shelter, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, toiletries, a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio with extra batteries, a first aid kit, and anything else that you need for the duration of this emergency. Cell phones are not useful for this emergency, as the standard cell phone networks would likely be completely overwhelmed or knocked out entirely. Do not go outside for any reason. If you do so, you are putting yourself in extreme danger. Do not approach this creature, as he's considered extremely dangerous. He will attack and kill anyone on sight. If you see this creature in your vicinity, run away as fast as you can and get into the nearest building. Tune into local TV and radio stations for more information on this dangerous situation.
The following message is transmitted at the request from the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency. This is an update to the civil danger warning that was issued 32 minutes ago. At approximately 1:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the alien cyborg, Gigan, that was attacking the city of Boston, has stopped and has flown away from the city, and is currently attacking the state of Massachusetts, causing massive damage, injuries, and fatalities around the state. This creature has shown no mercy for any living being, only being sadistic. At this time, all residents, wherever you are in Massachusetts, are advised to seek underground shelter. Please take this alert very seriously. This is for your survival. Do not take this as a joke. If you do so, you are risking yourself for immediate danger. This is a literal alien, flying around state of Massachusetts. It can shoot a laser from its large visor eye, and can shred you to pieces. Close and barricade all windows and doors from the inside. Turn off all heating and air conditioning systems. Close all fireplace dampers and vents. And seal all cracks on doors and windows with tape or damp towels. Grab an adequate set of supplies for your shelter, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, toiletries, a battery-powered, or hand-cranked radio with extra batteries, a first aid kit, and anything else that you need for the duration of this emergency. Do not use cell phones, as standard cell phone networks have been knocked out entirely. Do not attempt to leave your shelter. If you do so, you will be arrested or your life will be in immediate danger. Do not attempt to photograph this creature as this is considered extremely dangerous. You would be spotted and killed instantly by Gigan. If you see him in your vicinity, run away immediately, find somewhere to hide. If you're in a car, leave it, and find somewhere to hide. Tune into local media and outlets for more information on this dangerous situation.
Great internet.
Turn it off, damn it! I'm trying, fuck.
Good evening. We are continuing to follow the catastrophic situation unfolding across the state of Massachusetts. As we have been reporting, the hostile cybernetic entity known as Gigan is moving across the region, actively destroying infrastructure and killing anyone caught in its path. But we are now receiving deeply disturbing reports regarding the emergency alert system itself. Approximately 8 minutes ago, the civil authorities' broadcast signal was severely compromised. During a live civil danger warning, the automated transmission was hijacked by an unknown source. According to thousands of reports flooding our studios, the broadcast began to digitally warp. Witnesses state the final EAS attention tones suddenly dropped in pitch, sounding incredibly deep, slowed, and distorted. The audio then cut directly into the sound of a human scream, followed by a chilling phrase that many viewers have struggled to decipher. More screaming and violent digital artifacting followed, accompanied by a series of deeply eerie, rhythmic sounds. The signal then abruptly cut to a commercial break before blacking out entirely. Moments later, the broadcast feed returned, displaying the cyan-colored civil danger screen. On the audio track, the sound of touch-tone numbers being dialed could be heard, followed by a second, deafening scream layered over the final S digital bursts. The line cut again, replaced briefly by a glitched, unrecognizable message. We have confirmed that engineers and broadcast operators were frantically attempting to kill the transmission manually during the event. The audio feedback was so severe that it reportedly blew out the physical speakers of electronic devices in homes across the region, leaving viewers deeply traumatized and horrified by what they witnessed. Our production team has managed to isolate a brief, safe segment of that hijacked broadcast. We must warn you, the audio is highly distorted. We will play what we can before the feedback overpowers our system.
Event type is civil emergency, for the province of Ontario. This message is transmitted at the request of the Ontario Provincial Police and Public Safety Canada. At approximately 1:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the North American Aerospace Defense Command detected an airborne threat crossing the United States border into Canadian airspace. Multiple eyewitness reports from local residents describe a massive, cybernetic, bird-like creature flying at high speeds across the province. NORAD has confirmed this entity originated from the state of Massachusetts, United States. At this time, all residents across Ontario are advised to remain vigilant and seek immediate shelter. Do not leave your shelter under any circumstances. Anyone found outdoors will be instructed to return inside or face immediate arrest. Gather necessary supplies for your shelter. These include food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, important documents, and a battery-powered or hand-crank radio with enough supplies to last you and your family for the duration of this event. Currently, there is no further information regarding this entity. As soon as updates become available, we will notify you. Please stay tuned to local TV and radio stations for more information on this developing situation.
Good afternoon. We are interrupting regular programming to bring you crucial developments on the airborne threat currently moving across the province of Ontario. Defense officials alongside Public Safety Canada have now officially identified the airborne entity. Confirmed by radar tracking from NORAD, the creature is the same cybernetic organism designated as Gigan, the colossal alien threat responsible for catastrophic devastation across the state of Massachusetts earlier today. American authorities report that after causing massive casualties, widespread destruction, and infrastructure collapse in Boston and surrounding areas, the entity abruptly changed course, moving north at rapid speeds, before breaching Canadian airspace at approximately 1:13 p.m. Eastern Time. With the entity now actively maneuvering over Ontario, federal authorities consider Gigan an immediate, critical threat to all residents within the province. Emergency protocols remain in full effect, and members of the public are urged to follow provincial shelter-in-place orders immediately. Adding to the growing crisis, officials are also investigating an unprecedented security breach involving Canada's National Public Alerting System, CLERT-Ready. Minutes after the initial civil emergency broadcast was issued for Ontario, television and radio feeds across the province experienced an aggressive signal override. Reports indicate that the standard broadcast audio was glitched and heavily distorted by an unknown source, mirroring similar unauthorized hijacking reports coming from American networks during the Massachusetts attack. Telecom engineers and government agencies are currently working to determine whether the interference was caused by electromagnetic disruption emitted directly by the entity or an deliberate breach of emergency broadcast infrastructure. We will continue to stay on air to provide continuous updates as the situation develops. Please stay tuned to CBC News, keep your emergency radios ready, and remain indoors until given official clearance.
Nuclear power plant warning. Nuclear power plant warning. This is not a drill. The following message is transmitted at the request by the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency and the United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission. At this time, a general emergency is in progress. A general nuclear emergency has been declared when an incident occurs regarding radioactive or radiological material or particle is occurring and posing a threat to life and property. As a result, the nuclear cataclysmic sirens have been sounded to alert the public of the current emergency. At approximately 2:03 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Gigan returned back to the state of Massachusetts after crossing the Canadian border. Then he directly went to the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Station located in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Then he used his saw, laser, and blade hands to destroy the plant. This has resulted in the meltdown of all reactors after 40 seconds after launching his attack on the plant. In addition, areas around the plant have suffered catastrophic damage as well. Contingency plans have been inactive, but all attempts to stop the meltdown have failed. Due to this, the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency has declared state of emergency for all areas within the 100-mile radius of the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Station. All residents in this radius are ordered to evacuate. Grab essential supplies, such just as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, important documents, a first aid kit, toiletries, a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio for this emergency. Do not use cell phones, as cell phone networks have been knocked out entirely. Do not return home for 14 days. And make sure you wait for local authorities to give you the all-clear. It is expected that all of the reactors will explode within the next 30 minutes to an hour. When this happens, major fallout radiation contamination will occur in the area. Fallout is a byproduct of nuclear attacks or explosions. Prolonged exposure to fallout will result in radiation sickness and death if not treated properly. Fallout can spread miles a minute after an explosion. Fallout can also cause cancer, organ failure, and birth defects such as stillbirth. If you cannot evacuate on your own, tie a white or a bright colored towel or cloth on a visible location on your home such as a door or mailbox to show authorities that you safely left the area. Do not pick up relatives from schools, hospitals, or nursing homes. These facilities have their own evacuation procedures and will act on them accordingly. Do not panic. I repeat, do not panic. This is a life or death situation. Evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. Please tune to local media outlets for more information on this dangerous and life-threatening situation.
If you are just joining us, we are tracking an unprecedented national disaster. Less than 20 minutes ago, the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency confirmed a total structural failure and multi-reactor meltdown at the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Station. The United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission has elevated this to a Level 7 major nuclear accident. We are receiving unconfirmed reports that the airborne entity, identified by NORAD as the organic cybernetic organism Gigan, launched a direct strike against the facility's secondary containment structures. We are going straight to our national correspondent, Mark Sterling, who is currently on the ground along the Route 3 evacuation corridor, roughly 6 miles northwest of the plant. Mark, what can you see from your position?
James, the situation here is total catastrophe. Route 3 northbound is at absolute standstill. Thousands of people are abandoning their vehicles on the highway and fleeing on foot toward Boston. Behind me, if the camera can tilt up toward the south, you can see a massive column of black, irradiated smoke rising directly from the reactor complex. The air smells intensely of ozone and burning material. He's back. He's giving a circling back over the bay. He's heading right above the tree line. Look at the forehead, there's a bright crimson flash coming from his head lens.
We have just lost contact with Mark Sterling's crew on Route 3. Control room is attempting to re-establish that link now. If you live anywhere within Plymouth, Norfolk, Bristol, or Barnstable counties, do not wait for traffic to clear. Follow the Massachusetts emergency management directives immediately. A fallout plume is currently generating and moving inland. We will bring you more updates as soon as our field feeds are restored.
This is a national emergency message, requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS Operating Handbook for a national-level emergency. The President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. We interrupt our regular programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This is a national emergency message. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this national emergency message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WWOR-TV. We will continue to serve the Northeast New Jersey area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Northeast New Jersey area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use only. The emergency alert system has been activated. We interrupt our regular programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is WWOR-TV. We will continue furnishing news, official information, and instructions for the Northeast New Jersey area. If you are not in Northeast New Jersey area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from the station in your local area. Stand by. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will be speaking shortly.
message has been given authorization for release at the request by myself, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, and the United States government. Effective as of 6:12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. I regret to inform the citizens of the United States that at approximately 3:03 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a series of catastrophic and deadly events commenced across the East Coast. 8 minutes ago, the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Station located in Plymouth, Massachusetts, has, in fact, exploded. This is due to all reactors at the plant suffered a catastrophic meltdown. This was the result by the entity identified by NORAD as Gigan. He is an avian reptilian alien cyborg. This creature has the following characteristics and traits. A metallic, steel-colored bird be flanked by two sharp chiseling mandibles. A massive silver three-pronged mohawk fin crest runs down its forehead. A glowing red cybernetic visor. Its skin consists of dark green reptilian scales, but its chest, dorsal, and thighs are heavily armored in brilliant golden scales. 3 large translucent yellow fan-like flight sails on his back, and a long tail lined with rows of sharp spikes at his massive curved silver steel hooks for hands. It also has smaller versions of these metallic claws for feet. It is mechanized circular sawing directly down his chest and belly. This creature, Gigan, yep, you heard me correctly, the chicken oversight identified by the internet, even though this creature was supposed to be fiction, only existing in Godzilla movies, books, and TV shows, even having merchandise of this creature. Unfortunately, this creature turned out to be real. It has appeared like in the movies, inside of a giant blue diamond, before breaking out of it, and is flying around the East Coast. This creature was responsible for his attack on the state of Massachusetts and the plant. This creature used his saw, laser, and blade hands to destroy the plant. This has resulted to all reactors to have a catastrophic meltdown around 40 seconds after his attacks. Around 58 minutes later, a massive explosion was reported at the plant. A massive mushroom cloud was reported hundreds of miles away in all directions from the explosion site. Radioactive fallout is rapidly spreading in all directions. Fallout is a byproduct of nuclear attacks or explosions. Prolonged exposure to fallout will result in radiation sickness and death if not treated properly. It will only take a minute after the explosion for the effects of fallout to spread, and can spread for miles from the detonation site. Fallout can also cause cancer, organ failure, and birth defects such as stillbirth. Make sure you have an adequate set of supplies for your shelter, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, toiletries, important documents, and a battery-powered, or hand-crank radio with extra batteries to last you and your family for at least 14 days. Do not use cell phones, as cell phone networks have been knocked down entirely. If you cannot find a fallout shelter, either the National Guard will lead you to one, or seek shelter on the lowest floor of a sturdy building and stay away from windows, doors, and outside walls. Place as many objects between you and the outside world as possible. Do not leave your shelter until the 14-day time period has expired, or if you are told by your local authorities. OT is likely that the entire New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, tri-state area including the state of Massachusetts will be covered in fallout for years to come, even decades, and may not be inhabitable ever again due to extreme levels of fallout. If you leave your shelter, you will be exposing yourself to deadly radioactive fallout. Most importantly, stay calm and do not panic. Panicking will only make the situation worse than it already is. My fellow Americans, this is currently a dark and unprecedented time in our nation's history. This is clearly a situation that we did not expect to happen, a fictional character from Japanese movies and TV shows to become reality and attack our nation. Currently the National Guard is having a hard time to take down this creature, and more radiation is spreading as this message is being sent out. We will rise up from the ashes, as one nation, under God, and come back stronger than ever. We hope to take down Gigan and kill him off so he will never harm the citizens. We hope to rebuild the areas lost due to this situation, back to their former glory, or even better than they once were. If we come together as American citizens, America will be back to normal and thriving once again, and Gigan will be no more but stay fiction for the rest of our lives. Always have hope during these dark and unprecedented times. Thank you for listening to this message, and as always, God bless the United States of America.
That was a message from a representative of the President. We now return to the emergency alert system. This concludes all operations under the emergency alert system. However, normal programming has been suspended indefinitely, or until this crisis has ended. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on this situation.
This is an emergency action termination. This is an all-clear message. I repeat, this is an all-clear message. The alien cyborg entity, Gigan, that has been terrorizing the east coast of the United States, has disappeared since entering Earth on August 26, 2026. And starting his rampage on August 27, 2026. It has been reported that Gigan has flown back to space, and all connection from NORAD has been lost, and the threat to the United States is now over. In addition, the nuclear fallout from the explosion at the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Station in Plymouth, Massachusetts has finally cleared out of the area, and all residents may exit their shelters at this time. Please be aware that there is massive damage across the area. The National Guard is currently having a difficulty time to rescue people from destroyed or damaged shelters. If your shelter was damaged or destroyed, call 911, and the National Guard, if possible, will take you to the nearest military base. Repeating, Gigan has flown back to space, and the fallout is cleared from the area. The threat to the United States is now over, and all residents may exit shelters at this time. All broadcasting cable systems are allowed to resume regular programming. Emergency broadcasts will now be handed over to state and local officials. This concludes all operations under the emergency alert system. Regular programming may now resume. Your government thanks you for your cooperation during this emergency.
Event type, Civil Emergency Termination / All Clear. 4. All provinces and territories. This message is transmitted at the request of Public Safety Canada, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD. Effective immediately, the National Civil Emergency Alert has been terminated. At 9:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, NORAD orbital tracking systems and deep space radar arrays confirmed that the extraterrestrial entity designated Gigan has broken Earth's upper atmosphere, escaping into deep space at supersonic speed. All radar, telemetry, and energy signatures associated with the entity have been lost beyond orbital parameters. Critical recovery directives. The immediate airborne hostile threat has passed. Gigan no longer poses a threat to human life or infrastructure. Local emergency orders remain in effect. Regional fallout advisories, fire evacuations, shelter-in-place mandates, and highway closures issued across Saskatchewan, Ontario, and adjacent regions are not cancelled by this alert. Do not leave designated shelters in radioactive fallout or hazardous materials zones until your municipal or provincial public safety authorities issue a localized, regional all clear. Keep emergency roads clear. Highway 1, Trans-Canada Highway, and major provincial corridors remain restricted for search and rescue and emergency services only. Search and rescue operations, utility restoration teams, and the Canadian Armed Forces are actively deploying across all impacted zones. Stay tuned to local battery-powered radio feeds for provincial recovery directives.
Ce message est une annulation d'urgence civile. L'entité hostile a quitté l'atmosphère terrestre et ne présente plus de menaces. Les ordres d'urgence locaux et les directives de confinement restent en vigueur jusqu'à nouvel ordre par vos autorités provinciales.